This could be the funniest episode. Oh my god.
What is he brushing?
And
What
this your main
is?
man Rico, and we got a special guest. Are you
We,
still recording
but I
or
stopped
no?
recording.
Oh
Hold
yeah,
on.
man. Come on, bro.
Hold on. Let's restart it straight. What is up to my beautiful people today? we're back with another episode. Uh, and yeah, we're back with another episode. I'm Rodney, and across the screen I got my main man,
Rico, what is
and
up, everybody?
this is the third installment of the Rod&Reek Show. And today we got a guest. Rico, you want to introduce the guest?
Yep. This is somebody we've grown up with. Well, I haven't grown up with him as much as Rodney, but live right across the street. We got Arya in the building.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy to be here.
Tell
We're
us a little
glad to
bit
have
about
you.
yourself.
So I met Rodney in pre-K. We've been best friends since. Rico's been my main man since I met him in middle school.
Three Musketeers.
Three Musketeers. I'm here today.
Wait.
They invited me on here.
So, guys, first things first. We all know what happened. It was the Mike Tyson card and also the Jake Paul card. Let's talk about the Tyson fight first. What did you think, Arya?
Well, look, the Tyson fight was supposed to be the big fight that night. The main storyline ended up being Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. However, I don't think the Mike Tyson fight was underwhelming. I think it was an entertaining fight because you got two people over 50 years old. Okay. Obviously, both of them out of the primes. The fact that they're able to get into the boxing ring again and battle it out for as long as they did was impressive enough. Obviously, I don't think it should have been a tie. I think Mike Tyson won the match, but it is what it is. And I'm happy both of them are alive. I hope we don't have any long-term damage from the fight. No kidney issues, no internal bleeding.
There's
And
definitely gonna be some internal bleeding for Roy Jones
I
Jr.
think it opened the door. I think it opened the door for future comeback fights. You know what I mean?
Future senior citizen fights.
Exactly. Exactly. Fights. That's what it's come to. Because it's been a success. It's a money fundraiser, and I think they had fun doing it. You saw after in the post match interviews, they were having fun, shooting the breeze, hugging each other. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know, what's his name. He was standing there like this with his arms down, like above it, across his chest, because he was hiding all them bruises he got. Because every single of them is stains. All he saw is Mike Tyson throwing hooks and uppercuts to his body. But what you think about the fight, Rico?
I mean, I thought it was all right. I feel like Roy Jones Jr. You could kind of tell he was there as an exhibition and entertainment. Like he was kind of hitting and run, as opposed to Mike Tyson didn't smile from the time the first bell rang to the last bell sounded. So it was kind of like uneven, I would say. Like, because Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson doesn't. He has an on and off. He doesn't have anything in between. So I feel like it was uneven, but I feel like it was a good show. Like the Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa YG. That was pretty good. Rolling up the music.
That French Montana wasn't good.
Montana
Okay.
has it.
Or the St. John. The St. John was
I don't know.
trash
He
too.
he wasn't speaking. He wasn't speaking the language. He wasn't speaking English, Spanish, Swahili. I don't know what he was speaking. He was
But
speaking.
how you put Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, YG, and then you try to put in St. John like they all like in the same type of rap. Like it don't work. It didn't work. But I thought it was fire. Besides that,
Yeah, I liked a lot of the fight. Well, a lot of the fights were decent. I really thought Badu Jack was not gonna win. He just whooped McLaurin. Just whooped him. Really pulling for him. He just bing whooped him. But we already know the biggest fight of the night. We have Mr. Sleepy Man. Someone come get this man a pillow. Nate Robinson.
He's singing the hymns. He's trying to get started. Oh, that's it! Mamma mia, the problem child proving to be.
Let me. What do you think about that fight?
You know what? I don't want to say I'm embarrassed by Nate Robinson, but it's hard to find a different word. He's 5'9", right? In the NBA, he's what, a 3-time slam dunk champion?
3.
His career high was, I think, over 40, if I'm not mistaken. He's an explosive athlete.
Very
Okay.
fast.
Very quick, but he didn't show that in the fight, I don't think. When you watch the fight and you see him versus, I don't want to call him Pretty Boy Jake Paul, but he just, he just standing there, 6 foot what, 6'1", 2, and Jake Paul has never really been obviously as big as an athlete as Nate Robinson. He's not as gifted body wise, physicality wise, and yet when you look at them in the ring, you get the feeling that Jake Paul is superior when it comes to physicality, all of that. And so I thought the only way Nate Robinson was going to win the fight is if he goes inside, obviously. Jake Paul has a longer jab, he has a longer reach. So I thought Nate Robinson would have to go inside and then dip, you know what I mean? But instead, he got slept. He got slept. So that tells me two things. It tells me his coaches didn't utilize his athletic skill set enough. And it also tells me that boxing ain't a sport. Okay. Because when you got an athlete that's that explosive and you can't translate that into a boxing ring, but you got another dude who's not an athlete and he's doing just fine, what does that tell you about the people in his corner who are coaching him? And then also you got to be able to take punches in boxing to obviously withstand the match. He took about 3.
Oh, brother. Looking at the fight stats, Jake Paul landed 8 punches. 8 punches put you to sleep for 3 minutes, and then after you wake you up, you can't even sit down on the bench on a little stool by yourself. Pathetic. But I don't know what he's doing. His refs, I mean, not his refs, his trainers, they should be absolutely fired. Shouldn't be allowed to box. They need to go play golf, tennis, or something. Or what is it? Disc golf. That's what it's called.
Disc golf.
That's what it's called.
Tennis.
They need to play golf. Disc golf. They need to play disc golf or something, because there's no way. Because his offense was not good, him running in, but his offense had potential. They didn't teach him any defense, and in some of the exchanges, he landed a few good punches when he was in a clinch. But
I just got something to say. I'm disappointed in everybody who watched it for thinking that he was going to win once he hit that ring, because I personally had him as a favorite. He was my favorite to win the fight, beat Jake Paul. And then I saw him come out in a Knicks boxing outfit. There's nowhere it could have gone from there.
Yeah, they're just going to draft a bad player.
Yeah, it's like fighting in his name, Dingus Pingus. Like, it's bad. It's bad. You can't trust it. It's the Knicks. So I immediately switched to Jake Paul as soon as I seen that he was the Knicks. It just made it worse.
But you know what? I was kind of hoping, and you know what, Rico? I should be embarrassed of myself, because Derrick Rose was an explosive athlete. He goes to the Knicks and his career makes a turn for the worse. But I was hoping
he goes to the ACL clinic, his career makes a turn for the worse. It's not necessarily the Knicks.
In 2015, Derrick Rose was still putting up decent numbers. Then he goes to the Knicks.
But he every time you saw him play, he looked pissed. He looked like he didn't want to play basketball anymore. Like after when he made that buzzer beater against the Clippers, I mean not the Clippers, the Cavaliers in the playoffs, he didn't look like he wanted. He was just like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. He just looks completely just frustrated all the time now.
It's
but
like
he still hit the buzzer beater though.
But it's like if you look at Derrick Rose not only lost his ACL, he lost all of his emotion. Like, he has zero emotion. He used to get active after he dunked on somebody. Now he hit a nice layup, and he walked back the same face. And then if you notice in a picture of him crying when he dropped like 40 or whatever on the Timberwolves, that same face, just for some reason there was water coming down his eyes. Did not change his face at all. Just somebody splashed a little of the coach's water down his eyes.
No, I think he was sweating out his tear ducts. He played so hard that he started sweating out his tear ducts, and that's what it looked like. Like he was sweating out his eyes.
But at least he's still shifty. At least he still showed his agility. He's old now, but he's still showing agility. He's still showing quickness. Nate Robinson. You didn't have those career-ending injuries that Derrick Rose had.
He just had one.
I'm saying, your athleticism was not compromised. You've been resting for years. You should be fine.
I will say this.
I'm not asking him to do 360 windmills. That's not the athleticism we need. We need quick jabs. You know what I'm saying? We need punches underneath to the body. We just need quick movement. He can't do that he only lasted 8 punches? Against a white boy from Ohio?
I think he got confused. Honestly, I think he thought he was still in the dunk contest. Because y'all remember when Dwight Howard put that Superman cape on?
And he thought he was tough?
and then he went and did that. Thought he was Superman. I think Nate Robinson thought he was Superman because he was like, as soon as the bell rang, he ran in there 100 miles per hour. Pow, boom,
Yeah.
boom, and then bing, bing, bing. Next thing you know, he's on the ground.
I feel he never recovered from the first knockdown. It was a good punch by Jake Paul, but the first knockdown was behind his ear. Yeah, it was in the back of his head. He never recovered from that. When he got up, he was like if you're out here landing on your face in the first round, that is like you can tell. Call the ref, call the fight.
3 times, 2 times in the first round, and then when he got slept. Every
Yeah,
time,
but
like it's bad.
everyone's over here talking about he got dropped 4 times. No, the second one he slipped. It was a slip. It's because he's out here running full speed, and no one taught him anything. He's running full speed for no reason, and the reason he slipped is because he's trying to lean his full speed on Jake Paul, and Jake Paul moved away. He just fell on the ground. Like, what are you doing? What are your coaches doing, honestly? But then the second one, he just lays down. He's over here like crying like this, and I was like the way his legs just go out. Like you fall when you get knocked down, you fall to your knee. You fall, sit on your butt. You don't just face plant. Like
See, that's also what worries me about smaller fighters, or underdogs in general. They come out with the mindset that hustle and aggression, you know what I'm saying, just full on dedication will get them to win. But when you especially in boxing, if you overexert force, you will get clapped. That's what happened to Nate Robinson. He went too hard. Jake Paul was more patient, which I mean he's not even a fighter. Jake Paul will never be a good fighter. Jake Paul, he beat Deji and he beat Nate Robinson. He get busted by KSI.
he beat that other guy. Uh, I don't even remember what his name was. He's irrelevant. Yeah, he looked garbage. He was out here squatting to punch. I don't know what he was doing. But what do you think about Jake Paul feeling himself and start calling out fighters? And then the biggest fighter he called out, Conor McGregor, the 2 division champ and UFC, well, former 2 division champ, and broke a lot of records, set a lot of records. One of the best UFC fighters of all time. What do you think about him?
Hold on. I got something to say. Before we move on to this Jake Paul. All NBA players, I'm talking to you right now. Don't box. You already don't play defense in the NBA. And it showed when Nate Robinson, 0 defense. We had seen it in NBA, and now we have seen it in boxing. This is a warning. Do not box. I don't care who is against. Don't do it. I'm just letting you know now.
What I have to say about that, no practice at all. I'm taking John Wall over Jake Paul any day of the week. I know John Wall got them hands. If he
John
can,
Wall can't even make it down the stairs
but if he,
without getting.
Nah, Rico, you can't disrespect him.
but if John Wall can dunk it and start throwing up gang signs, he can do something with them hands and knock Jake Paul out.
Probably got jumped by 15 people in his gang initiation. I bet you all of them ended up with the bloody eye afterwards. That's just the scrappy player he is.
Yeah.
Jake Paul can't do that. Jake Paul is not a good fighter. Jake Paul calling out Conor McGregor. I don't even think Conor McGregor should entertain that. That's not fair. Because now Jake Paul's going to get tens of millions of dollars from that, knowing he's garbage. Okay?
I would love to see it. Like seeing Jake Paul's face like be rearranged and his eye like being down here and his lip being inside out. Like
winner takes all. Winner takes all.
I need to see Jake Paul versus KSI next, okay? Because once KSI beats Jake Paul, I think Logan Paul's a better fighter than Jake. Once KSI beats Jake Paul's gonna shut up, or he's only gonna fight like D-list boxers. He's not gonna get big deals. He doesn't deserve these big deals.
If he fights a real boxer that's been fighting for more than 3 years, he's going to get slept in the first round.
But I don't even want him to be in that position because then you're recognizing him as a real boxer too. To even put him in the ring with that other guy, I don't think that's fair.
I don't see KSI beating Jake Paul. I'll be honest with you. Did you watch the Logan Paul versus KSI too?
KSI, that's the thing. Logan Paul.
He threw one overhand right the entire fight. Didn't change up anything. I don't know how he lost. I don't know how he won. He shouldn't have won that if they wouldn't have gave him the point deduction to Logan Paul.
Yeah.
It's natural, bro. I'm telling. No, because they also
natural selection.
KSI made Logan Paul fall. They didn't count that. But anyway, at the end of the day, Logan Paul was trained. Logan Paul's athletically superior to Jake Paul, his brother, okay? Logan Paul had good training. He had a longer time training, and he still lost to somebody who was throwing, you know what I'm saying, haymakers.
It's because he was calm. I feel like Jake Paul's not a good boxer. Logan Paul's a better boxer, like boxing skill. Jake Paul doesn't know what a combo is. Like he does not know what a combo is. He doesn't know what piecing his shots are. He just jab, 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 overhand. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what a combo is. He can't do anything if it's in a pocket. If they're in the pocket, like in a clinch, just going back and forth. He can't. He's not gonna be. He's not gonna be
But
successful.
Jake Paul also, I don't think he has better endurance than KSI. You get to the later rounds, if KSI even with keeps toe to toe with him and saves his energy, you get to the later rounds. Jake Paul is slow and stiff. Okay, let him get called up for half a second too long, and this man KSI gonna come with the and smack him like Nate Robinson.
What he gonna come with, Arya?
But we haven't seen him in the later rounds. That's the thing. Like
Yeah.
but he has 2 knockouts, so we haven't seen him in the later rounds. So I can't really say
Both of
nothing
them,
about that.
but both of them are against much smaller fighters who aren't as like the other dude he fought. Kami Short's gamer's under 6 foot. Uh, what's his name? Nate Robinson's 5'9", and the other dude he fought is like about like 5'8" maybe. All those are under 5 feet, so that's 3. I mean under 6 feet. Let him get someone. I feel if they were to box, he would get him out in 3 rounds. Logan Paul would beat his brother. Logan Paul would whoop Jake Paul.
Yeah, and
But
KSI has shown that he can beat Logan Paul. So I'm not sure.
he's not a good boxer.
Jake Paul. But you
Hey,
see, this is my issue. We're sitting here debating between KSI and Jake Paul, and we're divided on that. And then you want to go here and tell me Jake Paul can withstand 1 round with Conor McGregor?
who
It's
said
not.
that?
I'm just saying. He should
Oh
get
no!
the opportunity.
Oh
He should
yeah.
get the
Okay.
opportunity. It's not
Okay, I see what you're saying now. He's not a boxer. I was remember watching the trailer docu-series for it. He was like, "Oh yeah, YouTuber stuff. I'm done with that." He's like, "My main focus is being a rapper and then a boxer." I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're a
I'm trying.
YouTuber. You say OHIO. Like you're one of those people. You're from. Oh my gosh,
I'm
couldn't
trying to
do it.
figure out how we're having this discussion. Like these are top level boxers.
They're not.
Like this is going to be a world championship fight. Like I mean, we're talking about this like it's at the same
Magnitude.
magnitude as this weekend's upcoming fight, Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia. Y'all like that transition? That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good transition. We keeping this one in. Nice transition right there.
All right,
Okay,
so
talking
there
about
you go.
that fight, I'm worried. I'm very, very worried that Danny Garcia will have the same fate as Nate Robinson. And I'm serious. He knows he's the underdog. The whole world knows he's the underdog. So I'm worried he's gonna try to overcompensate and in the later rounds think 6th round, 7th round, 8th round, around there when he lets his guard down for half. It's like playing chess, right?
All
When he
right.
tries
Okay.
to go 3, 4 steps ahead, but
Yeah.
he doesn't look at what's right in front of him, and he gets hit by a right hook to the temple. That's what I'm worried about. And also with his build, all it takes is one big shot to land to get him at least hurt for the remainder of the fight.
Yeah. I think that depending on how fast Errol Spence comes out, I think it's gonna be a 7th to 10th round stoppage. And I say TKO, he's gonna drop him and he's not gonna get back up. He's not gonna sleep him. He's gonna drop him to his knee and he's not gonna get back up. I think that's what it is. I think Errol Spence is going to do a lot of like getting in and out, and he's gonna throw a lot of body shots, and that's gonna open up headshots where he can start to try to take his head off and go for the knockout.
I don't see it being a close fight. I think if it goes the distance, it's going to be unanimous with decision. I don't think Danny Garcia can win a round. Danny Garcia got beat by Thurman and Porter, and Errol Spence Jr. beat Sean Porter, and so I don't really see it being close at all.
Thurman is the biggest trash. He's like the most trash good fighter out. Like I remember, I think it was like last year when the ref was out here reacting to his punch, like him getting knocked, him getting punched in the face, and it was like somehow this guy won the fight. But so today's Tuesday. So today is Tuesday, 12/1/2020. We're going crazy on 12/3/2020, but yesterday was Monday Night Football, and if you don't know, I'm a Eagles fan. You see that right there? We won the Super
And
Bowl,
nobody can see that. Just stand up and show your shirt.
but like
Gotta get out my
this
binoculars.
this from that set. This from that same year. This is division chance. You know, a little something slight.
You gotta show the Michael Victor, is you, Rodney?
Oh, that's for another day. That's for another day. But oh my God, Carson Wentz should be cut. Well, cut everybody besides the front seven. Like cut everybody. Honestly, like wide receivers don't know how to get. Wide receivers don't know how to catch. Wide receivers don't know how to stay open. Mailata is the worst offensive lineman ever. Even though he had a good game yesterday. You're 6'8", and so if someone hits a spin move on you, you're gonna get your ankles broke. His ankles are as bad as freaking who? Steph
Brandon
Curry.
Knight. Brandon Knight.
Oh yes, he gets cooked in. He gets cooked in.
As bad as Dak Prescott's.
Too soon. His leg is as bad as Alex Smith. just turns around. But
It's anybody who plays in the Redskins Stadium destined to get a broken
I'll
leg.
allow it.
but you just hit any move on Jordan Mailata, 6'8" rugby player from Australia. Hit a move on him. He's getting absolutely destroyed. He played good yesterday though. But you have we cut Will Parks because he got released today because why did we lose? We lost because of the offense. We didn't lose because of Will Parks laying the boom on the defense. Makes zero sense. Howie Roseman, do your freaking job. Y'all need to freaking put some pressure on this kid, Carson Wentz, before I cut him. I will cut him myself.
And play Jalen Hurts.
No, I didn't
Jalen
say
Hurts
that.
is trash booty butt. Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball.
He's not injured like your quarterback, but
Our quarterback?
yeah.
Oh, it's crazy because we still have a better record than y'all.
Oh, you know what's also crazy? We didn't lose the Super Bowl. But-
Wait, Arya. How many Super Bowls do the Eagles have?
one. But hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
How many does San Francisco have?
Hold on. Arya,
Five.
how many Super Bowls were we alive for? How many were we alive for?
For the Eagles?
For them to see, for us to see the 49ers. How many?
2, 3.
I mean, for them to see them win.
But you see,
Oh.
nobody judges the
Okay.
Nobody says, "Oh yeah, I'm cheering for San Francisco from 2003 on."
The-
Everybody
it's-
says I'm cheering for San Francisco. Nobody says I'm cheering for the Eagles from 2003 on. Just cheering for the Eagles.
well, look.
Like the Lakers. I'll give you the Lakers. I'll give you all 18 championships. All
But-
18.
but our last one was 2010.
I'm on Rico's side right here because you know why? You bragging about look behind me. You see it's from the Super Bowl. You keep bragging about the Super Bowl and you want Carson Wentz gone. You want Howie Roseman to be in. You want everybody who was on that team gone.
Well, at least my team's not racist.
I didn't say that. All right, see,
Hey.
I'm gonna say this.
What?
Howie Roseman, trade Carson Wentz for a conditional 7th round pick. Something. Get something out of him before he's gone. He needs to leave.
Trade him for a gift card to Dashing.
He needs to leave. Howie Roseman is going to be gone after this offseason. I assure you, mark my words. Come back to this podcast when that happens.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. And
Okay.
I think I like Doug Peterson. I think he was. I mean, y'all got a Super Bowl out of him.
I think he's the best coach for us right now.
I don't know if it's his time to leave yet, but
Nah.
it's Carson Wentz's time to leave. It's one or the other. Because
I
it's
think-
him.
I think we should bench Carson Wentz. The call the season a fail, and he needs to take this mental note. And even though he's like 28, like get it together. You're kind of old. You're kind of too old to be sucking right now. He needs to take this mental note, be benched, call the season a wash, try to get a higher pick, and he needs to get mental right because that's the problem. We have people that were open. Boston Scott, Miles Sanders, open 6 yards for a check down, but he wants to sit in the pocket for an offensive line. They can't block for 4 seconds. Let's sit in the pocket and try to chuck the ball 30 yards down the field on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd and 10.
But
Like-
you know what, Rodney? I really do think if Carson Wentz gets benched, you keep talking about it, and I believe you. It's his mind.
It's all mental.
right. It's all mental. He has a strong arm. He's kind of quick. You know what I'm saying?
He don't got a strong head though. That concussion stuff is serious.
But
It was only one. It's not like he's Jordan Reed. He didn't have CTE. Like Jordan Reed, he
First of
can't
all, Jordan
speak.
Reed has been more. Jordan Reed has helped win more games for the 49ers than Carson Wentz has for the Eagles this year, and he's played less. Okay.
Well,
Jordan Reed has been cooking.
Well, I'm just saying
He's Jordan Reed. But
He-
here's the thing.
he's
Here's the thing.
CTE.
if you bench Carson Wentz, his mental is only going to get worse. He's already had to sit on the sideline, watch in a year that he was probably going to win MVP, watch Nick Foles take the team to the Super Bowl after he laid all the groundwork. Then he just all he knows is get hurt. He's been sitting from the sideline
That's his
watching
fault.
time. And now
He
that it's his time to shine, he's getting taken off the field not because of health, because he's proven he can stay healthy this year. Okay? Not because of health is he off the field, it's because of skill. Now he thinks I'm not good enough as a player. My team doesn't believe in me. He can't just come back next year with Doug Peterson and act like nothing happened. It's either Jalen Hurts' his time, or we're sticking with Carson Wentz and trying to get a better draft pick.
I'm gonna be honest. I understand what you're saying, but the NFL isn't about feelings really. So get him out, ship him out. Call up Amazon, get that 1 day shipping. He got to go. He's got to go.
I think he should try out being a vegan because Chris Paul. No, I'm for real. I'm being like dead serious. Chris Paul is just he was a vegan this year. And this is the first year he hasn't gotten actually injured in like say 6 seasons. So I think he should try being a vegan. Uh, and because we don't know how long he's gonna last because every single year he gets injured. So like every single year he's been besides rookie year he gets injured. Last year he gets concussion when we should have beat the. Oh my or we should have beat the oh my god, or we should have beat the Seahawks last year. But let's talk about DK Metcalf. It seems that he went off. He absolutely cooked Darius Slay. Darius Slay said it was his worst game ever, and I don't think DK Metcalf is that good.
He
Uh, DK Metcalf, he like went off yesterday. He had like I don't know how much yards, but he went off and he took the lead for most receiving yards in the league yesterday, and I don't think he's that good. He
yeah,
absolutely cooked us.
he had 177 and 2 touchdowns, 100 yards in the first quarter, and then laid a whooping on Darius Slay too, physically, and then also through burning him. But I personally I think he's fast and he's strong. He's kind of like a lesser. He's the same build as Julio, but a lesser skilled wide receiver as
Yeah,
him. But I got him as a top 3 receiver right now for this season,
you
just for
got
his numbers.
you have him to the top three. You really top three?
Yeah,
I just like
top 3.
I don't respect wide receivers that don't have hands. Like he literally is just like wrist. He doesn't have hands. He just straight up just wrist. He catches the ball with his body. Doesn't know how to catch the ball with his hands. Like you're too big to not be able to catch the ball with your hands. But like my top five for like this season, I wrote it down. Let me pull it out. My top five for this season. My honorable mention is my boy Keenan Allen. He got 85 catches. That's leading the league. He has 875 yards and 7 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin from the Washington football team, your boy, Scary Terry, scary head too. Uh, he has 69 catches, 963 yards, and 3 catches. I mean, and 3 touchdowns. I'm like, okay, he's having a great season. DK Metcalf, 58 catches, 58 for a thousand yards, and then 1,039 yards, and then 9 touchdowns, and then Tyreek Hill, because he's Tyreek Hill and he's Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback. He's 68 catches and 1,021 yards. Number two, simply because he's a quarterback, Devontae Adams, 74 catches, 908 yards, 11 touchdowns, 11. And then you already know who number one is. You can guess, right?
He hoppity hop hop hop.
Yes, sir. 77 catches, 67 yards, and 4 touchdowns. D Hop is the reason that the Cardinals will make the playoffs. And yeah, so I think he's the best receiver in the league right now.
When
So
I
what
was
do you
thinking
think?
about this for this year, I was thinking, what are the characteristics of a good receiver? Because as you saw, DK Metcalf had under 60 receptions, and he's leading the league in yards. Does that make him the best receiver, though? And when I look at a good receiver, I want good route running, I want quickness, I want separation, and I want hands, right? DK runs a 4.3, so I'll give him speed, but that doesn't translate necessarily to quickness. Devontae Adams is a slower receiver. Devontae Adams, I feel like, gets more separation, has better route running, has better quickness. So I think Devontae Adams is a better receiver than DK Metcalf. Okay, hands. DK Metcalf catch all his balls like this. Okay, and he don't have strong hands. He got a strong body. Okay, so I see DK Metcalf as a good athlete. I see him as a good receiver too. I don't think he's one of the best receivers. That's why I don't know how Rico had him in his top 3.
I'm talking about for right now, like
Right
this
now.
season.
Right now. I
Oh,
had
okay.
D-Hop at number 1.
All right.
You can't deny that. I mean, this guy's a monster, right? My Clemson boy. They're all built like that. Number 2, y'all not gonna like this. Number 2, I have Tyreek. Just for the simple fact that even if we want to make it like Tyreek only has one route that he runs or one game, you know what I'm saying? One aspect of his game, he just has the deep ball. That's what people say. He's been in the league for so many years. This season, everybody knows what to expect from him, and they still can't stop him. Okay. Number 3, I have Devontae Adams, just because he's the only good offensive player on the Packers. Other than, I
Oh,
guess
okay. The GOAT.
skill player, I should say, skill player. He's been Aaron Rodgers' only help, and he's still putting up great numbers as really the only legitimate receiving threat.
Wait. Didn't the Packers draft a? Oh no, they don't ever.
They drafted
draft
Jordan Love,
receivers.
put him as receiver. Number 4, and a lot of people aren't gonna like this. I still put Terry McLaurin at number 4, and I put DK Metcalf at number 5, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yo, it's not contributing to wins.
Before yesterday, before last night, right? Terry McLaurin was on the same leg stats-wise as DK Metcalf with yardage, but Terry McLaurin has played with 3 quarterbacks, and neither of them have been good this year. He's played with Dwayne Haskins. Kyle Allen should never start a game in the NFL again. Okay? And Alex Smith. DK Metcalf has played with Russell Wilson, who will buy you time. And everybody knows as a receiver, if the quarterback buys you time, all you gotta do is run and get open. A corner can't cover you for 45 seconds. Okay. Terry McLaurin is the only receiving threat on the Redskins at all. On the Washington football team. Okay. Because nobody cares about Logan Thomas. Nobody cares about Dontrell Inman.
I don't even know these people. These are a bunch of no names. Like I don't know. Like how are you in the league? When I look at the Washington football team, I'm like, why are there so many no names on this team? I'm like, y'all low key the Jets. Y'all just have some wins.
I'm gonna let that slide. But so defense is coming to the game. No, Terry McLaurin is the only threat that we have receiving, and he's still putting up those numbers relative to DK on a much worse team with much worse conditions. Terry McLaurin, I think route running is better than DK Metcalf. I think his quickness is better. I think his separation is better. I think his hands are better. I think they're about the same on speed. They're both in the mid 4.43s. But DK Metcalf is a beneficiary of a good team, and his stats are showing that.
He's benefiting because of his quarterback. Like Tyler Lockett is not that good, but he has been
but defense is still
made killer plays.
Tyler Lockett. Nobody needs to pay attention to Dontrell Inman. He has 160-something yards this year as a number 2 receiver. Number 2 receiver. Tyler Lockett putting up 50 points as a number 2 receiver, 50 fantasy points. Okay, Dontrell Inman not doing that. Logan Thomas isn't doing that. Isaiah Wright isn't doing that. Steven Sims isn't doing that. Nobody.
Who are these people?
Wait. Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas has 200. I think he's in the 260s in the yard range.
But did you see that dot he threw? He threw that dot.
People watching him play quarterback when he lines up a tight end.
I mean, he played quarterback in college.
What about Jeremy Sprinkle?
He's a stud. Jeremy Sprinkle has like 1 reception. Don't even talk. I don't want to hear about any Arizona Razorbacks.
Let me tell you guys a story. I think it was Madden 18. He's playing Ultimate Team. Me and Rico wanted to play Ultimate Team. He wanted to talk all this trash. His team was like 85. I hadn't even opened up my packs. My team was like a 68. Why do I end the score? It's like 30-7, and Jeremy Sprinkle has 4 touchdowns.
Okay.
Jeremy Sprinkle went off. And it's 68 overall.
Yeah, I don't play Madden, man. I don't play Madden.
I scarred you after that?
Yeah, I haven't bought a Madden since. I haven't bought Madden since Madden 18.
Madden's a bad game. Playing.
Yeah. All right, but let me give you my top 5. Well, can we say something first of all about the Bears receivers? I think the Bears receivers could be everybody on their starting receiving core except for Lord knows who that guy was that punched the dude and snatched his chain.
And then just now, Wims. Man. Well, that's just not smart football. And he can think about it in the locker room, I guess, here shortly. Very.
And you know what, Rico? I'm gonna interrupt you right here. That receiver right there would knock Jake Paul out in 2 rounds.
For real, for real. He snatched his tattoo off his chest and just punched him in the face.
All right, well, insert that clip right now.
I can't insert it right now.
I mean like when you edit it, dummy.
Okay.
All right. But this is what I'm saying. I think every Bears receiver, except for the Mr. 1-2, can be a number 1 or a number 2 receiver that's rack up a decent amount of yards anywhere else except for the Jets, Jaguars, and Giants. But top 5 receivers this season, it's going to be a little bit controversial. Starting number 1, Devontae Adams. Simple fact, Devontae Adams has 908 yards, which is around 100 yards less than the leading, 120 yards less than DK Metcalf, who's leading the NFL. But he has played 2 less games. He averages 100 yards per game. So give him those 2 games, he's leading the league in total yards. And then on top of that, he's got 11 touchdowns, which is more than DK Metcalf. So I got him at number 1. And also, let's talk about D-Hop. We want to talk about D-Hop as number 1. But this season production, he has a 30, 40, something. So I can't do math right now. So he has a little bit more. What's half 100?
50?
50.
What's half 100?
He got 50 more yards than him, but has also played 2 more games. But Devontae Adams has 7 more touchdowns. So I'm taking Devontae Adams every day of the week. Then number 2, I got D-Hop because he's just the best skilled receiver in the NFL right now.
The reason that the Cardinals are doing as good as they are,
that they're relevant. That they're relevant. That's the simple fact they're relevant. It's because of D-Hop.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have DK Metcalf. He's got yards. He's fast. He can catch. I mean, I'm not saying he can catch a certain way. I'm saying he can catch the ball. He can catch the ball to where it counts towards yards.
Hold on. Okay? Why does everyone whenever DK Metcalf goes on a deep route, the corner always falls? it's like inevitable. The corner's gonna fall. He's gonna
wait. But didn't yesterday when your boy got burnt? When your boy got burnt, he didn't fall. He was right there with his hand in his face, and somehow he still caught it. That's besides the point. All right. Then number 4, I got Tyreek Hill. Got 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, sounds like
fastest man in the NFL. So I got him. He's pretty much. I mean, he's not as skilled as everybody else, but his speed and route running makes him that much better without the speed, without the height and the skill. And then 5, something y'all not gonna think of. My boy Justin Jefferson. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Justin Jefferson is going up there for offensive rookie of the year," but nobody's talking about him as a top 5 receiver right now. Look at his stats. 918 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's more touchdowns than D-Hop. Come on now. You can't expect him. And he's on a less team. Would you say he had a worse quarterback than DeAndre Hopkins does?
You like that?
You think Kirk Cousins is a
You
better
like that?
Who's better, Kirk Cousins or Kyler Murray?
Right this season, Kyler Murray. But Justin Jefferson.
Okay, Kyler Murray right now.
Justin Jefferson eating isn't contributing to wins.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the best receiver. I didn't talk about the most successful receiver. Kyler Murray is a much better quarterback right now than Kirk Cousins is. So that's why I have Justin Jefferson in the top 10. And then Terry McLaurin.
He's number 5 for you?
He's at 6. No, Justin Jefferson is 5.
Oh, you're right.
McLaurin's at 6. I mean, he's kind of just not in the top 5. I can't really give you a reason why or why not. I just have these guys better than him.
He's better than Deebo Samuel will ever be. I just want you to know that.
But
we smoking. We I don't know what type of pack you smoking, but if Deebo Samuel can stay healthy,
But you said
Watch
you
out.
hear it's hypothetical, but no best. This next list is best wide receivers in the league. Like everyone's healthy. I have number 1 is D Hops, number 2 Antonio Brown, number 3 Julio, number 4 Odell, and guess what? Baker Mayfield's the worst quarterback in the league. Because the reason Odell Beckham Jr. is out is because Baker Mayfield is garbage. But number 5, I have my boy Keenan Allen, and number 6, my honorable mention. You already know who it is. Allen Robinson absolutely cooks every single corner that guards him. Just cooks them.
Wait. You said Allen Robinson at 5?
He's at 6.
Oh, okay.
Over Terry McLaurin?
It's
I
best
have
in the
him over
league.
Terry
No,
McLaurin.
best in the league. Not right now. Best in the league.
Like skill
Skill-wise.
I
Terry
have him
McLaurin's
over
not
Terry.
top 10.
Okay. Well, you know what? I would have agreed with you if you said this. I have number 1. I have D Hop. Okay.
Number 2, I have Terry McLaurin.
No.
Oh, that's not what you're gonna say.
Number 2, D Hop, Julio, Devontae Adams.
Skill-wise?
Just a total package wide receiver. Okay. Number 4, I have Tyreek Hill. Okay.
Whoa.
The production he puts up on a yearly basis and the attention that defenses have to give to him. And y'all not gonna like this. Number 5, I have Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that's a decent one.
I can understand. I have him higher than.
Actually, you know
Tyreek Hill.
what? I should probably slide Stephon Diggs up to number 4. Put Michael Thomas's bum self at number 5.
No. Michael Thomas is worse than Mike Evans.
I hate Slant Boy just as much as the next guy. But he has
Slant Boy.
He's still able to get separation.
Okay.
He's good. And he's big.
Here's the thing. Slants are always open. So I'm not going to cover when I'm playing man-to-man. I'm not going to cover under him, if that makes sense. I'm not going to try to cover under his route, because he just catches the ball, he'll go up the field. So I'm playing behind him. So I'm going to let him get the catch. I'm letting him get the catch. That's every time you let him get the catch.
When Thomas is covered, he always still finds a soft spot in the zone to sit in. He makes himself open, and that's something that you just got to value. He's reliable. Now,
he's a drama queen.
Now, I want him to get Nate Robinson. Okay. I gotta respect him. Tyreek Hill, though, always gets open, and you don't know what route to expect from him because of his speed. Antonio Brown is not going to be in my top 10 because I don't even know if he can play football.
I don't know.
Wait. He gets open because of what?
Tyreek
because
Hill
of his speed. Because of his speed. That's what you said. Because of his speed. Everybody else in that top 5 has more than one character trait to why they're good. That's why I don't have Tyreek Hill.
You don't think Tyreek Hill doesn't have separation?
Because of
separation
speed.
becomes with speed. Keenan Allen, he's not the best, but his separation comes from straight up cooking corners.
It's because Keenan Allen been practicing. He looks like an uncle who's been practicing on the little kids in Thanksgiving. Okay.
Tyreek Hill's route running is not top 10. Tyreek Hill's speed is top
1.
Tyreek Hill's speed is top 1. His quarterback is top 2.
Let me ask you this, Rico. Is DK Metcalf's route running top 10? I don't think so.
No, not at all.
No, DK Metcalf's not top 10.
He's top 5.
I have Tyreek Hill in the top 10, but I don't have him in the top. He's at like 8 or 9. I don't have him.
Give me a top 5.
Number 1, D-Hop. Number 2, Julio. Number 3, Odell. Number 4, Devontae Adams. And number 5, Keenan Allen.
My boy.
And I understand Odell. The thing I have with Odell is this. He used to be a huge threat run after the catch, okay? If you watch him now and pay attention to him, he'll catch a 12-yard pass, right? And he just throws his body down. He don't even try to fight through contact anymore. He doesn't have grit, okay? And not to mention, he's a diva. If he tries on certain plays, all the time. And his quarterback is Baker Mayfield. I don't want to hear the excuse his quarterback is Baker Mayfield.
Because quarterback is Baker Mayfield. That's not an excuse. That's a fact.
When you have Dwayne Haskins and Kyle Allen throwing to you, and Alex Smith, who just came back from almost losing his life, and you still putting up top 5 receiver yardage numbers in the league.
But he's not talent-wise. We're talking about talent. He plays good. He gets production. He's not more talented than than Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. He's a top 3 talent of wide receiver in the league, and his quarterback is that buns. Put him on.
McLaurin is just as impactful. And Terry McLaurin ran a 4.3. Odell ran a 4.4. Okay. Terry McLaurin's route running, I think, is arguably better. I think Terry McLaurin.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Odell has the same 3 routes.
Who cares?
I've seen him run routes. Trust me, because we live in DC. And when those are the only games that are on, that's what you got to watch. It's hard to watch sometimes, but that's what you got to watch.
The only thing listen to this. Better than Terry McLaurin in is hands and separation.
Hands, separation, route running, blocking,
athleticism. He has more
throwing.
Athleticism.
Yeah, he can throw the ball.
Okay, that's not even. We're not even factoring.
I'm just saying.
Listen to this. All right, so we were talking about Derrick Rose earlier, right?
Yeah.
And you've noticed since Derrick Rose came back, he has not dunked the ball at all.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't dunked the ball.
Yeah.
So he's adjusted his game.
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr., remember he broke his leg a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So he's not going to get that same physicality because he broke his leg. He's still a dynamic receiver. Like Derrick Rose is still a great scorer.
Yeah.
But he just is going to take more precaution than as opposed to somebody like Terry McLaurin who hasn't done that.
But let me ask you this, Rico. In the last 2 years, Odell has been with the Browns, okay? He's had a number 2 receiver who you could debate is the number 1 receiver on the team. Jarvis Landry is a phenomenal.
He's the number 1 receiver because he can handle being on a sucky team. He's been on sucky teams before with sucky quarterbacks.
They got a good tight end. They got a good running back. All the pieces around Odell were good, okay? So
besides the quarterback.
Hear me out. Now defenses can't just worry about they can't just worry about Odell. They're going to worry about all the other options too, okay? And Odell still is putting up less numbers with arguably just as bad a quarterback. The quarterback situation the last 2 years in Washington has been less stable than the quarterback situation in Cleveland. And literally any professional analyst will tell you the same thing. The record also shows it, okay? When you got Dwayne Haskins throwing 4 picks or 3 picks against the Giants, that's much worse than Baker Mayfield just being brain dead on one drive. And the fact of the matter is Terry McLaurin has more attention on him. Defenses try to stop him more than they try to stop Odell in Cleveland. And Odell
here's the thing. Defenses don't try against the Washington football team because they don't have to. So they're just, what's his name? They just let him go, let him get his yards because the team's going to lose because it's the Washington football team. Like, they're going to lose. So I feel like he had Eli Manning. Eli Manning, when if you hit him with the pinky, he was falling down and taking the sack. And he was putting up top 3 wide receiver numbers.
Let's look at last year. You think that do you think Terry McLaurin had a better season than Odell last year?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's look at the numbers. Odell had around the same amount of receiving catches as Terry McLaurin and had more yards. Well, let's see this. Do you see?
No. Check the games played.
Games played. All right, let's go. 14, and let's go to Odell. I'll search it up right now. All right, so I'll give you that one. He had 2 more games played than them with 100 more yards. But I'm talking skill. Like, skill, does he have more skill than Odell Beckham Jr.? Well, he's faster. I'll give you that one. He's faster. About route running, toss up. We won't even put that in the equation.
Yeah, okay.
Hands. Who has better hands?
Odell.
Who has better athleticism? Who's going up top and making the big catches? Who are they going to?
I'm saying that's debatable. If you look at Terry McLaurin's game against the Giants last year and the type of catches he was making, just look at Terry McLaurin's highlights. Look at Terry McLaurin this year. He'll have an inch of separation on the sideline and still come down with it with both hands.
You said the Giants. The Giants.
It don't matter who it is. When you have Janoris Jenkins on you, wrapped around you like this, and you got this much space on the sideline, and you make that catch, it's impressive.
Okay, we can just agree to disagree on this one,
Okay, that's
but
fair.
let's move on to talk about some college football. Uh, I have a new team, guys. Let me show you my hat. Give me 1 second. Yeah, see, I'm a Toledo fan now. I'm a Toledo fan. Uh, Toledo. You see, Oregon lost, so what had to happen. Don't even know Oregon's quarterback. Oregon just played buns. So Rico, you want to talk about it, right? There's some big news in SEC happened this weekend, right?
Big news, big news, the biggest news of the week in the SEC. New Heisman candidate Sarah Fuller has set records in the first Power Five woman, first woman to play a college football game in the Power Five. I think that's great for all these women's movements for equal rights and all, equal pay and all this type of stuff. I think this is a great step in the road to equality. I think this is great for everybody. And I'm proud to say that she should not have won the SEC Player of the Week. I'm sorry. She, I'm sorry. I think I understand, but she shouldn't have won the Player of the
How
Week.
it was? What was the score to the game? It was like 40 something to nothing.
41-0.
She kicked the ball once, and it was a 30-yard squib kick. But I would love to see more women in playing football. I feel like that'd be really cool. I don't know what
Like who?
position.
Like
I,
who?
I don't know. Maybe like Lizzo at nose tackle or
Y'all had to have watched Rodney's radio show from last year to get that.
to get that joke. But maybe
But what do you think? I think I see a future DK Metcalf. If Megan Thee Stallion play,
yo. I think Beyonce would be a good tailback. To be honest, like hit her on a screenplay. Beyonce would go crazy.
You could put Iggy Azalea, plug her right in at center.
I
That's
could I could see Doja Cat in the slot like Wes Welker.
No, but
oh
on some real thing. Back to Sarah Fuller, I really think her doing this has opened the door for many women who have grown up, little girls around the world who love football. They watch football every day, and they don't think that they have a chance to play in a higher level. And she opened the door for that. With that being said, with equal opportunity comes equal criticism. Okay. Had Sarah Fuller kicked a game-winning field goal, had she kicked a field goal, I would have somewhat understood. Okay. She kicked the ball off once, and she did it worse than every single kicker in college football history. Okay. So, with that being said, I don't think it's fair that when other people are putting up jaw-dropping numbers when they're winning games for their team, we're giving it to Sarah Fuller just because she's the first of hopefully many women to be in college football. I think she should end up on SportsCenter's top 10. Well, that's a stretch. I think she should end up on SportsCenter. Okay. And
okay.
I'm really happy for what she's done because it's really opened the door for many girls. That's not player of the week material right there.
Did Mac Jones from Alabama? Did he not cook up? Like he had like 400
Can
yards.
can we
If
talk
we're gonna
about
do that, if we're gonna give Sarah Fuller SEC Player of the Year, then they might as well give Kendall Hinton, undrafted receiver who played quarterback for the Denver Broncos. We might as well give him NFL MVP because
Probably,
our
yeah,
president.
yeah. You probably should. And like, Adam Gase should be coach of the year if that's the case.
Yep.
I mean I don't understand this one. I don't understand how the guy from Buffalo wasn't nobody was talking about that. Did y'all hear about that one? The
He had 400
four
yards.
400 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns, and nobody's talking about that. Nobody. I'm not taking credit away from anybody, but I'm saying I guarantee you half of the college football fans, the casuals, haven't heard of that.
If you
So
put up that once in a lifetime performance,
You should
and
get.
or at least you don't get enough as much attention as somebody who kicks a 30-yard squib kick and that's all they do the entire game. Now we got an issue with how we're portraying players.
Yeah, I feel like the guy from Buffalo. I don't even know who he is, but I know who Sarah Fuller is. He had 400 yards rushing, 400 yards. That's 100 yards.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot. That's really a lot. But man,
I don't understand it.
these college sports are heating up, and as this podcast is going on, Duke just lost to Michigan State, and the college basketball rankings have been wild this year. And North Carolina watched the game last night. They ain't look bad. Armando Bacot, I can see him being a lottery pick this year.
I I'm liking college basketball a lot. That might just because Michigan has a losing record in football. So, but I have been following, and I do. Did anybody else see Greg Brown come in there and
Oh
end
my
somebody's life?
gosh,
That was bad.
that was
That was
brutal.
But
Those are very good teams and teams. Hello, Greg Brown. Welcome to the big time. Violence. Lance Blanks attack the rim. And violence at the rim. This young man wants to get to the basket. There got away maybe with a little. Oh, look. But that's a finish. That's a big time finish.
Did he just get Jorge Bilbo Power?
No.
Speaking of UT Arlington.
Yeah.
that was nice. Josh Christopher came in his first game and dropped 28. He looked like the one thing I will say about Arizona State is nobody wanted to pass the ball. Nobody wanted to pass the ball. Like they looked like they were thinking about taking the shot 3 times, and then they realized, there's 4 people on me. No, I should probably pass the ball. Like it was bad. But then there is Ohio State. We'll shout out Larry Johnson from the DMV area, coach at McDonough High School. He's going to be the interim head coach while Ryan Day's gone this weekend. So that's a big success for him. I'm not too much of a fan of Ohio State, but still, it's a huge success for him. And the college football rankings did come out today because it is Tuesday. And we have the same top 4, Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Ohio State have stayed, not that order, but they stayed the top 4. And then you've got Texas A&M.
Oh, is Notre Dame in it?
Notre Dame's at 2, then Clemson's at 4, and Ohio State's at 3.
Okay.
And then you got Florida at 6 and Texas A&M at 5. So I like that. I still don't know why Cincinnati is in the top 15. They're not. They play in a way. They don't play in a Power 5 conference. Their best team they've played is Boise State. Like that's not top 10 worthy.
The same with what's them boys? BYU.
BYU, I'm glad they're not in the top 10.
Yeah. But man, it's holiday time right now, and I know this is like a lot of people, they may not think about this, but I'm super excited for Christmas Day because Christmas Day basketball is usually always the best. The Lakers play great. And Arya, you have the Christmas Day schedule, right?
Yes, I do. I can pull it up right now. Now, I'm excited for Christmas Day basketball. I'm not excited as I would have been had all the rumors swirling around been true. Right now, the situation we have is it's going to be the Pelicans versus the Heat to start off the day, followed by the Warriors and Bucks, Nets and Celtics, Mavericks and Lakers, Clippers and Nuggets.
Oh, the Clippers have a lot of teams they have foes against. They do Clippers and Nuggets, but I was thinking Clippers and Mavericks because of Luka hitting that shot. But I like the Clippers. I'm hearing the Clippers and Nuggets. I like that one too.
I like Clippers and Nuggets just because of the situation that happened last year. Clippers blew a 3-1 lead. Paul George showed that he should never be talked about in the MVP race ever again, just in general. I don't care how good he plays in another season. What I really wanted to see was the Lakers and the Warriors because that could very well be the Western Conference Finals this year.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Warriors
Whoa.
Absolutely not.
At the 1.
Okay.
You plug in Andrew Wiggins at the 2. Okay. They drafted James Wiseman to play center.
Okay.
You still got Draymond Green. We got all-stars all around. Well, we got all-star caliber players.
Okay, here's that. We have unproven.
Good too. Eric Pascal showed out last year. You know what
And
I
then
mean?
that's it. That's it. Eric Pascal showed it. I think it should start. But you have unproven James Wiseman. You have buns of Andrew Wiggins. I'm willing to argue that Kuzma's better than Andrew Wiggins. You have Steph Curry, whose ankles can't hold out a full season. His ankles just give out every single week. Uh, Steph Curry, he can't carry a team. He doesn't have Clay. He can't carry a team. His ankles are going to give out. He can't. It's not happening. I don't see him making past the first round of the playoffs.
Whoa, that's a stretch. That's a stretch because they do have the best pick out of this draft, James Wiseman. James Wiseman is going to be the best player out of this draft. No questions asked.
You said immediately. I'll say best. He'll be the best, most consistent. He's going to be a 19 and 10 guy his whole entire career. When LaMelo can be a 36 and 15.
LaMelo shoots 26% from three. I don't trust it. But let's talk about James Wiseman. James Wiseman, I see. You want to be honest with you? I see him being an early dunk contest-ish Dwight Howard. That's what I see. That can stretch the floor. That's scary, bro.
James Wiseman doesn't look very athletic to me. He looks extremely slow.
James Wiseman and Dwight Howard. James Wiseman faster than Dwight Howard. And he's 7'1".
No, that's cap.
Nikola Jokic is slow.
Nikola Jokic is fat.
He's a walking burrito with arms.
Wait, so who do you have for the Western Conference Finals this year, Ron?
I don't know, but I know it's gonna be Lakers against. I want to see Trailblazers because it's not gonna be the Nuggets because the Nuggets got worse. It's not gonna be the.
Maybe. Did you say the Trailblazers? The Trailblazers don't make it past the second round. They don't make it past the second round.
It's gonna be Lakers. The West is such a toss up because you never know with the West. It's such a competitive race, but for the East is going to be the Nets and maybe the Celtics. Because as much as the Bucks improved. They improved. They freaking traded 63 picks and 63 players for Drew Holiday.
And 57 of those picks went to the Thunder. They have so many picks. But my prediction, you gotta wait for it. It's not even because I'm a band. It's not even no favoritism, no bias, no whatever bandwagon, whatever you want to say. The Rockets are going to the Western Conference Finals.
No one wants to be on the team. They don't have a bench. The bench is non-existent.
They don't have a bench. They just picked up a whole bunch of people.
Who's a whole bunch?
If DeMarcus Cousins can stay healthy.
He's a casual.
If DeMarcus Cousins stays healthy, he's making the same impact that Dwight Howard made on the Lakers last year.
No,
did Dwight Howard not do a lot on the Lakers last year?
Did he do more than JaVale McGee?
JaVale McGee's not on the team anymore.
Dwight Howard's not either.
Dwight Howard's not either, but
DeMarcus Cousins can stretch the floor, unlike Dwight Howard. His defense is questionable, but at the Rockets we don't care about defense. We got Harden at the 2. Westbrook, of course.
Westbrook should come off the bench.
All right, let me just keep talking about
bro. I'm for real.
We got Daniel House Jr., who is nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about him, but he be yamming on people.
He sold y'all season single handedly.
Yeah, he did.
He tried to sneak a girl in his room. He got the corona tester. He like, come in this room, baby girl. And he sold the season single handedly.
Than Luke Dort did. For the
Whoa.
No.
Lou Dort did nothing. Lou Dort was supposed to be this great defender, yet Harden dropped
36 points
and 36 on him.
On the second half. Well, most in the second half.
I just don't understand
it's not like Lou Dort stopped guarding him. It's like Lou Dort was guarding him the entire time, and he still dropped 30.
Just like Iguodala winning Finals MVP for clamping up LeBron and holding him to 38 points. Clamping up 38 points.
Who would you take? I want Iguodala.
And that's why we don't listen to analysts. That's why Rodney made his own podcast. That's why y'all made your own podcast, Rodney.
Because analysts don't analyze. They make hot takes. They make hot takes so that they can get headlines. Analysts make hot takes for headlines. But analysts don't actually analyze. They make hot takes. They make a bunch of hot takes so that they can get headlines and views, and they don't actually believe that. There was no way that anyone believed Kawhi was actually better than LeBron. Like, if you were hysterical.
You'd be surprised. The NBA has a huge issue with recency bias, and people thought, look, LeBron's Lakers aren't in the playoffs. LeBron is old. Kawhi Leonard is better. That's a disgusting take in my opinion, but that's the situation we're in. Now going to what Rico's saying, okay? The Rockets have two superstars who have shown that in crunch time in the playoffs, it's not going to work out. Their bench isn't enough to save them in that situation. Daniel House is not going to save them in that situation.
You can't say you can't talk about the playoffs. You cannot use the playoffs. Westbrook had a shoulder injury throughout the year.
He had a quad injury, and he was also had corona.
Quad injury and also had corona, all in the same 1 month time. So you can't.
Let's just say Westbrook gets you 20 points a game. Let's say that. Let's say he gets you 20 points a game. James Harden's either giving you 30, or he's giving you like a smooth 18, or based off free throws, because he's either hot or he's cold. Daniel House not going to get you 15 every night, okay? You better believe DeMarcus Cousins isn't going to get you 20 points every night. And when you stack that up against a team like the Lakers, even a team like the Jazz, it is hard for me to see the Rockets getting past the second round.
Who killed us? Who killed us last year? What teams killed us?
The Lakers.
Teams that had
no.
Big man.
The Lakers killed them in the playoffs.
Anthony Davis killed us in the playoffs.
And you guys got rid of your best defense team. Robert Covington.
No, he was not the best defender.
No,
against Anthony Davis on that roster.
Okay, but
actually, statistically, Harden was the best defender.
Yeah.
Put Harden on Anthony Davis. I'm ready to see that. Put Harden on Anthony Davis.
Or you can put PJ Tucker. But now
PJ Tucker's built like a linebacker, and he's a beast.
Now we have DeMarcus Cousins, who has the build to not get back down like PJ Tucker. And we have Christian Wood, who's a long arm, defending, slashing, and he can shoot.
Y'all gonna be great offensively. I think so. Offensively, no one's talking about y'all, even though they may have said, "Oh, Westbrook and Harden both asked for trades." They signed Christian Wood and Boogie. Even though Boogie's not the Boogie, he's just Boog now. He's not Boogie that we know him. But Christian Wood is an emerging talent who they stole from the Pistons for $9 million. $9 million. He was getting offers from 17 other places. But
Rodney, last year the Rockets were arguably the best team offensively, and still it didn't pan out for them.
Oh, here's the thing.
We added pieces. We added pieces that can play. We added Bamute at the end, who is an all-ball defender. He had zero offense, but he's an all-ball defender that can lock down 80% of the people in the NBA.
Yeah, but also another reason y'all lost the Rockets lost the playoffs because you got Westbrook playing bad, and then you also had 6 months for Frank Vogel to come up with a scheme to beat them, because when they first went small ball, the Rockets whooped them twice.
But do you think honestly,
the Rockets whooped the Lakers?
You think honestly, Westbrook? I'll take Westbrook against any Lakers point guard right now. And nobody on the team can guard Harden. So if who's going to leave Harden open to shoot? Even if he's cold, nobody's going to leave him open to shoot.
Well, here's the thing: you're not beating the Lakers. You have LeBron James, the greatest player of all time, and LeBron's
I'm not talking about beating the Lakers. I'm talking about making the Western Conference Finals where we would play the Lakers and lose.
I'm not sure the Rockets would even beat the Blazers. And
No.
For the Blazers at the 1, you got Damian Lillard, arguably the best all-around point guard in the league.
Recency bias.
His defense?
It's non-existent.
His steal, that's not recency bias. Damian Lillard
it's recency bias because Steph Curry's out for a whole year. Y'all forget that Steph Curry is that guy.
And we're not talking about Steph Curry because I'm going to assume the Rockets and the Blazers are playing each other.
All right, let's go through the Rockets and Blazers. Go 1 through 5.
You got CJ McCollum with the 2, who I think in the playoffs has shown he could put up with players like Russell Westbrook. But he put Russell Westbrook's career in OKC to end. But
he did. I'll give you that. But can CJ McCollum contest with the numbers that Harden's putting up? Harden averaged 34 points a game. He averaged 30.
He plays good D.
But That's 9 points a game that can
And
make
he's
the game.
more. And then if you want to bring a third option, and we're going to talk about role players, Anthony Simons is a really, really nice young player. Okay, really nice. You got Enes Kanter back. Okay,
He doesn't play defense.
He doesn't.
He doesn't play defense. He doesn't even like standing in the paint.
Does
Y'all lost
DeMarcus
Hassan
Cousins play
Whiteside.
defense than Enes Kanter?
Huh?
No. Does DeMarcus
They both
Cousins
just don't play
better
defense.
than Enes Kanter?
But DeMarcus
But-
Cousins would absolutely destroy Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter would not
But-
destroy him.
Is
Does
DeMarcus,
DeMarcus
I'm not
Cousins
even
lack
sure
of
right
defense?
now.
Does DeMarcus Cousins lack of defense?
Yeah. Back
But
him.
they both lack defense. But does his offense overweigh Enes Kanter's offense?
Are we right? No, but Enes Kanter's not starting. Here's the thing. Right now, are we ready to say DeMarcus Cousins coming back off those 2 injuries is a better center than impact player on a team than Yusuf Nurkic is on the Blazers? We're not ready to say that.
But here's the
But
thing:
he's coming,
you don't.
coming off the bench. He's going to be a bucket. Well, coming off the bench, he's going to get us 8 to 10 points a game. At
And
least.
so is Enes Kanter off putback rebounds.
Here's the thing with that:
Floaters.
you're coming off an injury. Boom, boom. You have an injury. You're never gonna be as good as on defense as you once were. But you don't forget how to play offense. He ain't gonna forget how to play offense, even though he ain't played for 2 years. He probably been working on his shooting because he had them lower leg injury. He's gonna put his body on somebody. And Nurkic,
But he's not
And-
Anthony Davis inside, Rodney.
But
Anthony
let's go
Davis-
through. You was going through the starting 5. So
Yeah.
who's their 3?
on the Rockets.
No, I know who the Rockets is. Who's the
On the Blazers, your top 3: CJ, Dame, and you got Nurkic at the 5. But here's the big thing: Gary Trent Jr. and Anthony Simons are both like high caliber, very like almost. They're some of the best role players in the league.
Melo's still on the team.
And Melo, and I completely forgot about Melo.
But look, your
Melo's
first
got the
three,
three.
your
Melo's got the
first
three,
three
but
players
he
do
will
not play
get locked.
defense.
He will get locked. Melo will get locked by Daniel House. Melo will get locked by Daniel House Jr.
Yes, he will. He
Who
will.
has a better mid-range game?
Who has a better mid-range game? But he's going to get clamped.
Mid-range. Who shoots mid-range? Nobody shoots mid-range.
Just because Daryl Morey doesn't understand, because Daryl Morey doesn't understand what mid-range shot is.
Playing catch and shoot offense, that's an issue because you're always going to get those catch and shoot looks, and Melo's going to hit him down more times than Daniel House is. Not to mention,
No, whoa.
look at the clutch in the playoffs last year. Melo was hitting them. Okay, and we're talking.
Daniel House didn't play because he brought the girl into his room. If he played, they would have pushed the game to. They would have pushed the series to 7.
Daniel
If you're
House
looking
still
at
played
it,
games
you
in
can
the
trust
playoffs.
him.
He
You
still
can
played
trust him
games
from
in
the
bubble.
wing. You can trust him from the wing, and you can trust him from the corner to knock down the shot
And then
at a
also,
40% rate.
You want to talk about Carmelo? Daniel House still is on the same level as Gary Trent Jr., who played very good defense on LeBron James. Gary Trent Jr. put up
Hey,
great
he played pretty good defense, but the Lakers still won in 5 games, and LeBron went absolutely crazy on the last 3.
But the issue is the Blazers versus the Rockets, not LeBron James, the greatest player of all time.
All right, go to the 4. Who's the 4?
The 4 you could have. So we're gonna have CJ, Dame, Melo, and like I was saying, you got Yusuf Nurkic at the 5, or your 4th best player. We're talking about 4th best player. Or who's gonna start at the 4 for?
Who's going to start at the 4?
Who's going to start the 4?
Well, we can skip 4. We'll give you time to think about who's the 4.
Hold up. I think
I got Christian Woods as better than Yusuf Nurkic production wise.
I say throw Christian Wood in at power forward.
I don't want who wants somebody playing. I'd have him at 5 as a stretch 5.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And then put PJ Tucker or Eric Gordon at the 3.
For the Trailblazers, you have to put. I think you could probably put Melo. Put what's his name at the Derek Jones Jr. Put him at the 3, and then put Melo at the 4. Because Derek Jones Jr. He's a pretty good defender, versatile, but he's too skinny and like he has one move. It's a dunk.
But you know what we could do, Rico? Because the Rockets are playing small ball, Rodney Hood's coming back from injury, and once again, one of the best role players in the league. You could put Rodney Hood in that role because he's good on offense and defense.
But it's a season-end injury. You're not coming back the same.
Is Dwight Howard? No, we can't say Rodney Hood isn't gonna come back well from his Achilles tear, and then say Boogie's gonna be fine.
But Boogie's had 2 years to freaking recover.
Boogie tore his Achilles 2 years ago, but he tore his ACL last year. His whole leg's messed up as a big man. Okay? Rodney Hood, that's like his only season any injury, really, and he's recovered from that. And like you said, offensive players, they don't forget their offense. They don't lose their stroke. And Rodney Hood's defense is still going to be good.
We don't know. Same with the Nets. We don't know how good Kevin Durant's going to be injured. Achilles is a career changing injury. The only person to ever come back from Achilles and be similar to himself is Dominique Wilkins, because Kobe came towards Achilles. He should have won MVP that year, but he tore his Achilles and comes back not even the same person. He's not even Kobe. He's just Kobe.
But let's go through the Rockets. Let's go through the Rockets offense.
Okay.
Who do you have to guard? Who do you think can guard Westbrook in isolation?
Damian Lillard.
he's just gonna.
No. Look at
They have no playmakers and no defense. Their first three players are no playmakers.
Versus the Portland Trail Blazers in 2019. Then laugh at me.
You said
What happened there?
The Trailblazers barely made the playoffs. They barely made the
He
playoffs.
still knocked the OKC Thunder out the first round. And what was the prime matchup? What was the prime matchup? Westbrook, Dame, and it was back and forth.
But guess who also was on the team? Guess who's also on the team?
It was back and forth. So we'll give Damian Lillard a slight edge over Russell Westbrook.
And now we got James Harden worried about, right?
James Harden. Who's guarding James Harden? James Harden's the most unguardable player in the league when Kevin Durant.
CJ McCollum has good defense. James Harden's still going to put up 25.
CJ McCollum doesn't. No, James Harden's putting up 35. That's what he does. Before the first half of the season, he averaged 40 points per game last year.
And I'll tell you why. So what I was saying was, CJ McCollum can hold James Harden 25, okay? Because if James Harden goes inside, CJ McCollum has good perimeter defense. If James Harden goes inside, now you're dealing with big shot blockers like Enes Kanter.
They're not going to be there, though. They're not going to be there, though, because we have a 5-out system. So they're not going to be in the paint to block the shot. If they help, we got to kick to the corner, and that's almost a knockdown three every time. Huh?
I'll rather let Boogie take his chance at a three than have James Harden have an uncontested.
All right, if you letting Boogie take a chance at a three every time, then it's not.
He's gonna make 4 out of 10.
It's not gonna be a close series.
He's not shooting 40% from the field. He's gonna make about he's gonna shoot like Draymond Green.
40% open. If you help, that means he's gonna be open.
Still goes out on the perimeter. You just switch.
You switch. So then he makes the extra pass, and it always leaves somebody open.
And then it's a shot clock violation after.
James Harden don't take that long to isolation. He does between the legs crossover, between the legs crossover.
Step back, yeah.
35 in a game, but the way the Rockets play, they have a new coach, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But James Harden has shown he can put 35 points in a game, and they're still gonna lose. There's one ball to go around.
And the Trailblazers have showed they can't make it out the first round.
No, they have, because in 2019 they made the Western Conference Finals. But Rico, to answer your question.
And we made the Western Conference Finals in 2018 and 2016.
And if Chris Paul didn't get hurt, they would win to the finals and won the championship. But all I have to say is,
we were up.
Yes.
Chris Paul had a leg injury.
It's not.
I don't know if y'all still would have gotten past Toronto, but
But here's another thing. Say this happens, everyone forgets that Steph Curry is that guy, and then since he's gone, Damian Lillard's that guy. And they're the 8th seed. It's not like they're the third seed. They're the 8th seed. They barely made the play. They made the playoff. They did a play-in game against a young John Morant.
Why were they the 8th seed?
Because they're not good.
No, it was because of their bench and their depth.
It's because they're better than the 9th seed, but not better than the 7th seed, or the 6th seed, or the 5th seed.
But now, when you're gonna have Nasir Little playing a bigger role, people forgetting about him. When you got Rodney Hood back from injury, okay. When you have Anthony Simons, who also can play the 4, okay. When you got Enes Kanter, and you lose Hassan Whiteside's lazy self.
Hassan Whiteside was in top 5 rebounding last year, though.
Here's the thing. I don't understand why he's like top 5 rebounding. He gets blocked. He's like top 5 in blocks too. But
and he got you no points unless they're on.
And you replace that with Enes Kanter.
But not even that. He's not even.
And Enes Kanter is just as good as a player, if not better.
He's better than Hassan Whiteside, I think.
So you improved on every aspect. Gary Trent has shown he can ball out. Okay, he's shown he can guard the best player in the league. He showed that.
Who?
Gary Trent
He
played the
didn't
best.
hold to. If someone, no one can guard LeBron. Holding LeBron to under 20 points, I'll give you some freaking credit. You're not holding LeBron to under 20 points. You can't clamp up LeBron. It's impossible.
Out of everybody in the playoffs, who guarded LeBron the best? Out of everybody in the playoffs,
Out of everyone in the playoffs,
Gary Trent Jr.
Daniel House Jr. Before he got kicked off, Daniel House Jr. was playing decent defense on LeBron. He held LeBron to 22.
Now you acting like Daniel House Jr. is a six man of the year.
I think
you're acting like you have three of the best role players. You can't have the best role player 3 different times on the same team.
I think
that's like saying you gonna have
Gary Trent Jr. Proven good offensive scorer and defensive presence. Anthony Simons, proven offensive scorer and good perimeter defender. You got Nasir Little, who's a 50-50 shot, but
we haven't even talked about PJ Tucker.
His linebacker built self.
He's a knockdown corner, and he's
PJ Tucker versus Anthony Simons, and then passing him off to Enes Kanter. PJ Tucker's role is going to be the same no matter what. He's going to get you 10, 11 points max,
and he's going to get you 11 to 12 rebounds
and clamp up on defense.
And nonetheless, with all that being said, the Rockets still ain't gonna win the Western Conference. It's just not gonna happen. They're not.
But look, all that being said, the Trailblazers still ain't gonna win the Western Conference.
I'll make a bet with you right now that the Rockets this season will win more games than the Trailblazers and will go farther in the playoffs.
I'll make a bet about farther in the playoffs. I don't know about one more game because I don't know about.
All right, we can the playoffs. We'll do this. We can do
it depends because. I also don't see. I think Dallas versus the Rockets would also be a very tight matchup.
Yeah, I see that.
You see, Rodney, it depends, but it doesn't depend when it comes to the Rockets. It only depends when it comes to the Trailblazers.
It's because the Trailblazers don't have an offensive system. Everybody's an ISO player. You got ISO.
The Rockets do? The Rockets?
Yes. Because you have ISO James Harden, but he's a great playmaker. Same with Westbrook, great playmaker. And then, but you also look, you see everyone. The game revolves around them. The game, what's his name? Dame. All he does is do pick and roll, and he's going to shoot. Then you have ISO Carmelo, ISO CJ, and ISO Dame. You can't win with that. And Enes Kanter is like Nurkic has no offense.
Can you win with ISO James Harden shooting at 26% from 3?
He only shoots that low because he shoots so much. He's the top 3-point shooter in the league. Y'all forget that he's
Lillard has shown he's a better shooter than James Harden. I'm not even.
No, he's not. What are you talking about?
Well, this is what I gotta say. We have shown that this podcast has gone a very long time today, and we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, we have to wrap this one up.
We will be next Sunday talking about culture, and we will be going over some of the best albums that released in November and previewing albums that released in December. So look out for that one on Sunday.
And thank you to our guest, Arya Forohar. I'll add your tag on here. And Fly Eagles. Oh, love to have you again. You're going to get the most views. We're going to get you on for a pop culture one. But Fly Eagles Fly, Lakers 18th championship. And
Go Blue.
We are out of here. Peace. What'd you say?
I want to say one last thing. James Harden's 3-point percentage 35, Damian Lillard 40. But thank y'all for having me. And I had a great time. I hope to be back on here soon. And y'all going places with this.
Hysterical.
And we realized that it's easier to guard Damian Lillard than James Harden. And we'll close on that one, and we'll see you guys later.
Delusions. Peace.